What's up everyone, it's DV and welcome back to the 5th day of playing Roblox Islands hardcore mode, and things are going pretty well so far. So in this video I'll be making a randomizer to load balance some steel mills from a single smelter, and I'll be expanding on my cooking capabilities by creating some ovens. So this video is really setting the stage, for my ultimate goal, which is going to be about rebuilding my Spire Island and expanding into an epic farm that makes me millions every day without much effort. So I also have lots of tips to share with you, so before I jump into them, if you could hit that thumbs up button, and if you're one of those individuals in my 60% who haven't subscribed yet, please wander up to the subscribe button and make it gray so you can get more videos like this one. Plus subscribers are cool. So I cannot believe it has only been 5 days since I reset my account, and I've made a lot more progress than I thought I could ever make in such a short amount of time. In my last video was all about setting up that washing station to be able to clean my crops and setting up that food processor to set up basically a food auto farm. This video is really about optimizing my production and increasing my daily money to a point where I'm hopefully going to be making millions of coins daily just for the fun of it, because this game doesn't really need coins. That's what's great about this game, is money is kind of pointless unless you're trying to make a really big island that requires materials that you don't have. For example, I might need a bunch of glass, for example, or I might need some more totems, but the whole point of making totems is typically, other than for like iron and steel and such, like any of the food or crop totems are kind of pointless other than for buying more of those things or blocks and such. So the only downside about this mode though is, like, say I needed like thousands of red flowers, for making red clay or red stained glass, then it would become a problem for me because I can't really make that fast enough inside my island. I'd have to make a really big flower farm, which I would probably have to make anyway, but that just makes it, this video more challenging. But I think that's where the fun comes in, is these challenges, because, making your own stuff is actually a lot of fun, and going to someone else's vending and just buying what you need really takes the joy out of the game. It really takes the fulfillment that you've actually made stuff yourself out of the game, and I think that's the whole point of this game, just like Minecraft. Imagine if you played Minecraft and people just dropped you the items that you needed all the time. It'd be really boring, and that's what's going on inside Islands. That's how people are playing currently. But the game I want to play is the one where you build your own stuff and you make your own stuff and you craft your own stuff, and that's a lot like that's a lot more like Minecraft. So first thing I wanted to do is really make some headway with my auto farm for my carrots though, and so I needed to add more layers, and I also had to work on getting more totems and conveyors. And as much as I didn't want to have to spend any coins on seeds, I ended up cracking in the end and just bought a bunch of seeds to help speed things along, because I just didn't really want to have to spend the time on it, and I don't really have much to spend on right now other than maybe buying some more coal totems and some carrot totems, so why not? Now ultimately I finished my wheat farm by setting up the missing conveyors, and though I could eventually add more layers to my wheat farm, I don't really want to yet. I'm going to wait until I set up an auto farm for that. Essentially what I'm going to probably do is set up another food processor so that I can actually auto farm carrot cakes, and so of course I'll have to set up another carrot farm over there, or I might even just hook it up to my existing carrot farm since it's already I'm already cleaning the carrots, so I'm not too worried about it. Right now it's all about making coins for carrots, so that's the only reason why I have a carrot farm, and even a food farm is just to make coins. Now in order to be able to make some more steel though, I do need this randomizer, and I need to be able to essentially create another steel mill, so I'm going to go and create that. And then in order to be able to get the randomizer, of course I need another buffalo core crystal, and thankfully this time I have a gilded steel hammer to help me save some time killing these things, because last time I had to pretty much kill, I don't know how many of these things. I think I killed like 350 or 400 of them just to get a buffalo core crystal, but this time it only took me 12 minutes. I don't know how many I killed this time, but it only took me 12 minutes, so I think that was all luck of the draw, and maybe it was making up for the lack of luck the last time. But I was really expecting at least an hour grind, and I had to do it in 12 minutes, which is great. And after getting the buffalo core crystal, of course I needed to grind a ton of iron in order to be able to make the randomizer, and this is where having a dedicated smelter for iron would have helped me a ton. And so ultimately I'm probably gonna have to make another smelter at some point. I just don't want to have to go back to stickies, because pink sticky gears really drove me mad last time. 6 hours of grind was insane. So the power of selling food to the baker though was really seen right away. As soon as I sold those carrot cakes, I made a ton of coins, and it was really encouraging, but I just dislike the fact that the baker rotates out what you can actually sell to him, and that really limits how much I can actually make per day off of food, because if I'm grinding carrot cake all day and then I go to him, I have to wait another day until he brings carrot cake back, which is really kind of another reason you should probably never really do just 100% food farms, because otherwise you're going to be kind of limited on being able to make coins, and you're just going to have to go back to like doing a regular farm. So with the randomizer made, I was able to set up my auto steel farm. The unfortunate is that I don't have enough steel for more in and out chests, or even more conveyors, to be able to chain everything together into a single chest, because ultimately you're going to want to chain these, you know, these steel mills to a single chest so you can AFK them overnight. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to 2 different chests. And you can't, I mean, you could macro that, but that's not the point. You just want to be able to do this with an auto clicker. But I just decided I would live with, you know, separate chests for now. It's not that big of a deal to me, you know, and at least we can start making some steel right away. And eventually I'll be able to chain them together. Right now, it's not overly important. The difference between having 2 steel mills compared to a single steel mill was easily noticed right away, since I didn't really have to wait anymore. So I could do other things, and I'd come back and have, you know, more than enough steel to be able to make, you know, a couple conveyors at least. Usually 2 to 3 conveyors I'd be able to make, you know, after making a visit. So now if I stepped away for 10 minutes, I'd end up over, you know, with over like 100 steel each time. So it's just really nice to have this setup. And I can see having in and out chests hooked up to those steel mills would actually help me even more, because right now those industrial chests are really cutting off because you can only have 5 in each slot. So I'll probably set up some in and out chests pretty soon. Now in this video, I decided to start my onion seed farm line, which basically makes it easy to farm for free seeds via manual harvesting. So what you do is you set up a single lane and you just keep farming it over and over and over. And each time you farm it manually, you have a chance to get free seeds, right? You get free onions. So I think I started off with like 20 onion seeds or so, maybe like 23 or 24 seeds. And at the end of the video, I pretty much doubled that. So it's a little slow to get them, but once you start getting, you know, more and more of these seeds planted and made, it just becomes it just kind of exponentially increases, because the more seeds you have planted and the more onions you get, you know, the more seeds you get. So it just kind of works out in the end. So ultimately, I think, you know, once I have maybe like 1,000 of these onion seeds, I'll start building a tower for them. But right now I'm actually having a lot of fun. In fact, I made a really, really good onion seed farm where you can actually macro it, and you can end up getting more with that farm than actually doing a tower with the washing station, because you don't have to worry about washing any of it, and you get a ton of free seeds, which you could have, you know, especially if you're playing in a trading mode, you can actually sell the seeds for like 1,000 a piece, and people will buy them at 1,000 a piece. So you end up making way more money doing this method than a tower with an auto farm. But because I'm not trading, it doesn't really matter. It's just really going to come down to what's more convenient for me. And again, money doesn't really matter for me. It's just all for flex, right? So the only reason why we care about money in this game, at least in this mode, is just to have a bigger number on the top right and being able to buy as many blocks that, you know, I want. So I did end up making an oven to save myself some pain of having to cook food in furnaces, you know, because that is a big pain to have to keep feeding coal into them. And so I was able to hook up an industrial chest and a coal totem to it, you know, just to save some time. I did make over 1,000 coal blocks afterwards in preparation for the new base, because in the end, I'll probably need about 5,000 or so coal blocks to be able to set up the initial base. And this coal farm is really nice, can actually be layered too. So if you wanted to make even more than this, I mean, I think you can probably pump out like 10,000 coal very quickly. I would say in under an hour, you'd probably be able to do 10,000 coal, maybe more. And this is really nice and portable. It doesn't require that many blocks, and the chests fill up, you know, super fast. So, you know, I'll probably end up adding more in and out chests, because I can't really just sit here on the coal like too long. Otherwise, you know, I get really bored, and, you know, I have other things to build on the island. And since baking goods is still taking a bit of time, I ended up making a second oven that will help me save even more time, you know, when I'm baking. So I can just pretty much feed carrot cakes directly into these two until I can set up that extra food processor. It's just going to save me some time, you know, being able to bake these carrot cakes, because that's really what takes the most time. It's not so much actually making the carrot cake, like the dough, as much it is to like actually bake it. Finally, I decided to go and start my grind for a cactus spike blueprint, because everyone's talking about the cactus spike. Everyone's talking like, DB, do you want a blueprint? DB, do you want a blueprint? But I'm not trading. So of course, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and make my own. And, you know, so I started grinding some wizards for getting my desert key. And then finally, as soon as I got to Desert Island, I paid a visit to our buddy, the Nomad, for some quests. And so I did the 3 involving sandstone, fishing, and dead bushes, which are pretty easy. I mean, the sandstone, you only have to do like 40 sandstone or, you know, blocks or deposits. And then you got to like fish 10 fish from the pond there. And then you have to do like 15 dead bushes. And it was really easy. I just didn't want to have to do this, you know, the ruby scorpions, because the ruby scorps are just a pain to kind of spawn. They're kind of like pink stickies because they're so rare to get spawned. And so, you know, I'll continue to grind these every day until I get 300 for that blueprint. I think I'm at like maybe 30 something right now. So I'm about a 10th of the way. And so it's probably going to take me a bit of time to get that blueprint, but that's okay. So one of the things I keep getting asked though lately is, what's the end goal for hardcore mode series? Like what I'm really, you know, aiming for? Like, when does this series end? Like, what's the goal? And for me, there isn't really a goal other than continuing to play this game the way it was intended to, minus trading. And I think there's something to be said about being able to grind for your own stuff, right? So it's even more impressive when you don't have to, have 1 million, 100 million, 1 billion, or even 1 trillion coins to be able to do what I'm doing right now. Like, I really don't care about coins. So I do have a second layer to this series in my plans as well that will make hardcore mode even more interesting soon. So it's not just going to be about DV. But until then, I'm super curious about what kinds of updates we're going to be getting from the game team this week. And as a side note, I think they might have fixed some dupes. So that might actually be really good news for the economy, especially if you prefer trading and stuff. I think there's some hope for the game still. They are working hard on, sealing up all those dupes. So tomorrow in day 6 of hardcore mode, I'm actually going to be focusing on getting my first 1 million coins. And then I've had a lot of requests for people to see my old Spire and how I built that. So expect to start seeing the old Spire being rebuilt on this island because I do miss it and I want to rebuild it again on this island. And if you are playing your own version of hardcore mode, please comment below and let me know. And hit that like button if you like air, because we all need air. And smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you all tomorrow for day 6. Peace.